Mango Math presents Prime Time, a pre-algebra game. Prime Time is a pre-algebra game that focuses on students using square root and cubed root symbols to represent solutions to equations of the form x squared equals p and x cubed equals p. Prime Time has some math terms to help increase understanding. Prime number, a number that has exactly two factors and can only be divided by itself and one. Prime factorization, to write a number as a product of its prime factors. An exponent, a small number placed in the upper right corner of a number that shows the number of times the base number is multiplied by itself. The supplies that are found in the pouch along with your information sheet and directions will be a game board, the Primetime game board, some bicolored counters, and some clear counters. To play this game, if you've played the other game Tic-Fac-Toe that we have in the 4th grade crate, this is very similar, exactly like it, other than we're using prime numbers at the bottom. So to start off, to play the game, one player will go first and they'll put the two clear counters on any two numbers on the bottom number line. So in this case, they're going to put it on the 2 cubed and the 5. So 2 cubed times 5 is going to get you the number 40, because 2 cubed is 8, 8 times 5 is 40. So the team of red is going to place their counter on that. Now the object of the game is to get 4 in a row, horizontally, diagonally, or vertically. So now the next player's turn, he can only move one of the two counters. So in this case, he's going to move the 2 cubed to the 3 squared, and 3 squared equals 9, and 9 times 5 is 45. So they're going to put the yellow counter on the 45. So they're going to continue doing this, moving one counter at a time on the bottom line. Remember, only one of the two counters on the bottom line can be moved. So as they're playing the game, the board will start to fill, and they're trying to work on getting 4 in a row. So we have 2 cubed times 11, which is 2 cubed is 4, times 11 is 44. So the red player can cover up the 44. So now they only have 39. If they get a 39, they can cover up that space on the board. But it's the yellow player's turn. So a yellow player could block that with their counter if they wanted to, or they can try to continue to try to get 4 in a row. So they're left with 2 cubed and 11. They look around the board to see what are the factors of any of those multiples on the board, and they see that they can move the counter from the 11 to the 7, and 2 squared is 4 times 7 is 28, and they can cover up the 28 counter. Now, next player's turn, realizes that he can continue working on that same row, or he can move the counter from the 11 to the 2, and they have now 2 times 2 squared, which is 4, and that 2 times 4 is 8, and the red player can cover up the 8, and that blocks that player from getting 4 in a row. So then they have to continue trying to work on getting their 4 in a row. So that's how the game works. You're just only moving one of the two counters at the bottom, trying to get 4 in a row, horizontally, diagonally, or vertically. Some guided questions to promote critical thinking. Where were any numbers that were good numbers to cover up first? Were there any numbers that were easy to cover up first? Were there any numbers that were harder to cover up than other numbers? And what strategic thinking did you have to do in order to win the game? So we're trying to find out if there were certain numbers that were just more difficult to come up with. And it's just it's a fun game to play. Enjoy it. It really works on understanding your simple prime factorization.